Hi, I'm David Goforth with Extension Successful Gardener. Several of the master gardeners have gotten together today for a Hypertoofa party. It's where they make these containers like this. It can be used for plants or for small dish gardens or for whatever purpose, I reckon. But it's a lightweight container. It is made partly of concrete, but it's got some of the characteristics of strength of concrete, but it's a real lightweight container, and you can make this yourself. Let me show you the ingredients that we use in making one of these Hypertoofa containers. Typically, when working with any kind of cement, I like to protect my hands. It'll really dry your hands out if you don't, so put a little bit of protection on your hands to keep that cement dust from getting on them. And for mixing it later, it'd be even more important. But you can find several recipes for this on the internet or what have you, but the one we're using here is actually 2 parts of this cement right here. And then we use 1 part of sphagnum peat moss. About to empty this container here. Let me see what we got left. And then we use 1 of perlite. Perlite is a type of expanded volcanic rock, but again, a lot of lightweight to it here. And between the peat moss will give you a little bit more natural look to your container, and the perlite will reduce the weight quite a bit in your container and make it easier to work also. Once you get those ingredients right there, you want to start adding some water to it, and the water will depend, and you just start mixing it, and you can mix it a number of different ways. Once you get it mixed here, then you start bringing the water in, and you want to bring the water in to a certain point, and your amount of water will vary. What I do is I just mix it a little bit at a time so I can sort of get the right amount. And I reckon like a good biscuit dough would be the best way of describing this. Got to sort of stick together. And actually a little bit of water, when you get to this point right here, a little bit of water can make a lot of difference. So just add it sort of gradually here towards the end. Once you get to this point right here, what you can do is take a form, either a cardboard box or a nursery container or a plastic pot, and you'll start putting this over top of the container. When you get ready to do this, you need to get a protected surface here, and this works real good here. It's just a piece of paneling covered with black plastic where it'll slip off. And then you want to have a form of some type to put it over. This works right here. This is a cardboard box which has been filled with styrofoam peanuts. You could use peanuts. You could use shredded paper, just enough to give it some strength, or bubble wrap, or just whatever that will give you the strength where this won't cause it to collapse. And then you can put this down here and build your form around it by starting to add your material like this. And the difficult thing is going to be to keep it up to the top, to keep it from slipping down on you. But you can, and you'll wind up with the bottom a little thicker than the top a lot of times here. In making the strength of it like this, you want to, and I'll have to get some more mixed up and add it here. Well, you can use a little thing like this to get your depth right. And this is about half the thickness that it needs to be right here. So we'll mix up some more and get it a little bit thicker here, and that will give us the form that we need to make right here. Once we get it towards the end, you can, if you want it a little bit more rough textured, use a little bit more drier material to put on here, or if you want it smooth, then you can keep working and smooth it out. And you can add any kind of decorative material that you want to. We've got a few examples here that we're using of the rocks, the broken tile, the glass that you can purchase at craft stores and things like that that you can put into it at the end and decorate it like you want to, leave it as rough as you want to or as smooth as you want to. Once you finish, you need to let it dry without going into freezing temperature. If you've got it inside like we've got this inside here, it'll dry and cure without freezing, but that's important not to let it freeze during the curing process. And at that point, you've got your Hypertoofa container. You can put holes in it one of two ways. You can put something in the center here to leave a drainage hole in it. If you're going to put plants in it, you need the drainage hole. Or you can wait and drill a drainage hole in it later with a masonry drill. So either way you want to do that, to leave a drainage hole in it, but that will give you a Hypertoofa container. Once we finish, we want to cover this with plastic a little bit to slow down the drying process, and that way it'll cure a little bit harder. And then when you finish, you can have a small dish garden like this, or it can be used for a single plant. Or again, you can make about any size and shape that you wanted to make. I think this is a neat little project that you can try. Particularly your kids might love enjoying this, making a container that they can then put a plant in. If you've got any questions about this, give me a call at the office, and until next time, plan and plant for a better world.